Again, everybody out there. I'm hoping like this time officially you can likely hear me. Sorry about earlier. Something with my audio. I had to change a couple of things, but this time I definitely want to make sure I get the message out of why I'm on here tonight. So this is not like a formal, like Speak Life segment or anything like that, but I wanted to come on just to kind of share with you guys so I can leave the video up for just a couple of updates and then also just to do my reflections since December 29th and today, so days 29 and 30. I have not really put out a written format of reflection, so I just wanted to kind of talk about it via video. And it's really just to kind of reiterate what I did talk about for the last Speak Life of 2023, which was on Thursday, this past Thursday. And so, briefly speaking, my reflections for days 29 and 30, because I know a lot of you are kind of keeping up with that, they're basically just a reiteration of the 5 things that I've learned in 2023. And I want to be able to put that in a shorter video. Last week's Speak Life was about 50 minutes or something like that. So I know some of you probably maybe have not seen it in your news feed, or some people like, oh, some videos can be too long. Well, the thing is that if you really want something, you'll probably like look through certain things to get to what you need to know. But I will just, like I said, simplify it here. So, what I've been reflecting on for the last 2 days are the 5 things that I have learned in 2023. And one of them is don't fake it with people. Don't fake it with people. I want to just reemphasize that I'm just learning like, don't pretend that something's there when it's not. Don't try to forfeit your identity and who you are just for the sake of trying to accommodate others. When you are transparent with who you are and where you're going and certain things that you aspire for, the transparency is going to be very liberating. So I encourage all of you going into 2024 to really just operate in a space of transparency. Don't try to keep people around just for the sake of keeping people around, or take up an opportunity just because sometimes when we do things like that to try to fake something, it's not going to yield a very accurate result. The number 2, right, that I was thinking about was righteousness is mandatory for longevity. So I'm just encouraging you out there as we enter into this new year, since we're really, really close, is just to operate in what we call righteousness. Righteousness is not just something that you say out of your mouth or what you post online or what you try to display to people when there's nothing to back that up. So righteousness is a lifestyle. So your actions and the things of like how you carry yourself, the words that you choose to speak aligning with your actions, when people can see the result of your lifestyle, that speaks a lot of volume. So why is this mandatory for longevity? Because if you think about it, things that are built on a solid foundation, they're going to last. When we think about like trends, for example, trends are something that are very short-lived for the most part, and they're forgotten about after a while. So when we think about like quick things, those things are not going to last. But more specifically, when you have your character in place, where you're displaying characteristics of kindness and things of that sort, love, etc., the list can go on. That's what I mean by righteousness, letting that be embraced and actually demonstrated in your lifestyle. Number 3 that I've learned in 2023 was in this era that we're living in, there's a lot of oversensitivity. There's a lot of people who are filled with opinions. There are people who are really trying hard to convince you to go with what they go with, whatever that flow is, right? I want to just say that what I've learned is that we can and we will agree to disagree on some things. Everything is not meant to be agreed upon. So when some people are trying to project that to you, it's unrealistic. So I'm just encouraging you out there, as we go into this new year, you should have a peace of mind to understand that you don't have to agree with everything. Because if you are trying to stretch yourself to agree with every point, every opinion that's made, you're going to lose sight of not only who you are, but you're just going to lose sight of just rest, just common, basic logical things. You're going to be stressed about trying to fit into everybody's box of thinking. So that was the 3rd thing. The 4th thing I've learned was growth takes unpopular discipline. Briefly speaking, all that means is that in order for you to grow, there are a lot of unpopular routes that you're going to have to take. A lot of people love to rush things. A lot of people are not really willing to grow and go through certain circumstances to make it in life. There are certain people who they they want the results when it comes to growth, but they don't really want to go through the discipline that it takes for that growth. So I encourage you that when you go into this particular year of 2024, to go in with a mindset being prepared to be disciplined for certain things. If that means that you have to spend more time honing in on your craft, or if it means to spend more time doing something that aligns with whatever your expertise is, whatever God is calling you to do, those kind of things, that really takes a lot of discipline. So that's what I basically learned with that. And I also feel like, when it comes to this whole idea about growing means to bury old things, to put them to rest. I know that a lot of people are hearing about, especially during this time of New Year's, to let things go and all of that good stuff. And it's okay to keep repeating these things, but I feel like if you're not actually applying it, then it doesn't serve a purpose. So I want some of you out there, don't be that person that's kind of going into another new year and then kind of listening to the same old phrases, the same old stuff. It's your year, this kind of thing, and you're still not getting it. Like, whatever you need to get, grasp it, go for it. Understand that, your growth is going to take you to a certain level by way of the proper discipline. And when you undergo that whole idea of unpopular discipline, you're going to find that whatever you're supposed to be called into, whatever you're going to do, you're going to be able to do it with grace. You're going to be able to do it and really just likely supersede people who are trying to bypass the process of growth. My last thing I wanted to share about my reflections between, yesterday and today is every piece of information is not beneficial to my understanding. So a lot of people have a lot of things to share. A lot of people want to share their, beliefs, opinions, books, videos, reels. I mean, the whole list goes on, projects, ideas, and there's some things that just don't fit the bill for you. And when you're honest about that, and when you're very disciplined to really focus on things that matter, you're going to be able to filter out information that doesn't apply to you. So sometimes some information is all information good? No. Is all information bad? No. But you still have to even filter out the good information to see if it actually applies to your lifestyle and where you're going in life. So that's something that I'm really standing solid on, because we have a lot going on. Every time we turn around, you guys have to be very honest. We see there's a lot of new findings of things, a lot of new stuff that people want to try, and oh, you should check this out and check this out. You have to be very disciplined in this hour to really lean your ear and your heart and your mind towards things that are, as I mentioned, really conducive to what it is that you're called to do. So I hope that encourages you. I'm really going to spend literally for the rest of the year, this remaining, time of the year, to think about those things. But I will write out a final um, birthday reflection, which will be tomorrow, which is the last day of the year. So I also want to thank you all for just participating in different ways. And I wanted to also emphasize that the love, the comments, there was a lot of people who wrote me. They took time to actually write to me, whether it was by way of mail or inbox, like direct messages and stuff. And it really, really, really did my heart well. So I just really want to send a personal thank you to all of you. I did respond to, I believe, most of my messages, probably all at this point. And I just want to let y'all know that the support that you give at this stage where I am now, because it's going to be way different moving forward, but where I am now, and those of you who have, taken the time to really show your support and the appreciation of what I come online to offer, you have no idea how much that means to me. And I don't forget. That's another thing too. So I'm very, very aware and really, like I said, kind of watching, who's supporting, because I appreciate that. Now, there are some people I don't know. People sometimes they might send something anonymous, so to speak, or whatever. So if that's you, that you kind of remain anonymous from that perspective, it's totally okay. But those of you have, that actually have an idea of, like, people I've probably never met before, but I kind of know who you are, that kind of thing. I just want to say, like I said, thank you again, because it means so much to me. And hopefully I'll be in your region to be able to, personally deliver Speak Life somewhere, But that's all I really want to say. And then my last thing I'll say is that Speak Life will not be going on for the rest of for January, February. So I will return in March. I will be offline social media wise from January 6th, and I'm going to put all of this stuff on my page so people don't think I just, disappeared or or I'm not trying or I'm ignoring you or something like that. No. I do this almost every year. January 6th to about March 1st, I'll be offline because there's some huge things that I really want to like conquer and take care of offline, and it's going to take a little while, and it's going to take some discipline and some focus in order for me to be rejuvenated to give you guys Speak Life. I just really look at that time as a time of renewal, a time of rest, a time of just having a good time in the Lord, and different things like that. So but like I said, I just want to thank you guys so much, and a happy new year to all of you across the world. Some of you are like, basically a day in advance. So y'all are already into like the last day of the year. But as I mentioned, I'm very thankful. So have an excellent day, night, afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. This is Cesare, aka the Pretty Producer, aka the Singing Scholar, and I really, really look forward to coming back in March. So I'll be posting for a few days in January, and then, like I said, I'll be off from there, and then I'll see you then. Okay, bye.